Ladies and gents, welcome to The Good Show, powered by Asus, episode 3. Well done, everybody. It flies, goes fast, doesn't it?
It does. Feels like we just finished this show
last week. Stop breaking stuff in the corner. All right, so welcome, obviously, to the European side of esport news and opinions. Of course, we've got some big topics once again this week. A lot happening in Starcraft II. But of course, just to name a couple of the topics that we'll be going through, obviously, BattleNet updates for Heart of the Swarm have been announced. Also, Kesper and OGN in Starcraft II in kind of a different variety than GOM TV right now. And of course, some cool stuff as well. A new gaming house in Poland that we'll take a look at a little bit later. But also Trouble in Paradise. It's not all good news. Trouble in Paradise between some of the players and the organizations of Elysium and also Quantic. Did I spell it? Was it Elysium? I just wrote Elysium, but I feel like I've wrote that wrong. Yeah.
Eclipse, yeah.
I don't know why I wrote Elysium. That just came out. What's it? Elysium's like a mix between two teams that I've just missed up. One of them's a World of Warcraft team. What is it called? That old World of Warcraft.
As well, isn't it?
Yeah. Why did I call it Elysium?
Insidia?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I fucked that up in my document.
Good job.
Maybe you changed it before the show. But whatever. And also, Blizzard reduced exclusivity for the GOM TV contract that they originally had over in Korea for Starcraft II. But before we get into all of that and all the other news that we'll be covering, we, of course, have brought back our Swedish residents sitting in different positions. No, you're in the same positions.
Same positions, yeah.
Did you arrange that beforehand, that you would sit here and he would sit there?
Did we?
I'm always late, so I come
I'll just pick the best position and you can.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right.
I want this one, Monday.
Yeah, so it is, of course, Hellspawn and Newman. How's it going, guys? A busy week for you, Hellspawn, I guess, with all the DreamHack and writing shit on Rakaka?
But it feels actually, I'm more relieved than normally because I had actually a weekend off, so I'm feeling fresh. But it's also, I think, the first regular Tuesday because I was off some, like Monday, Tuesday after the ASO and the Swedish Championship. So it feels good. It was a good day. Did a lot of news and progressed in the DreamHack world, or universe, as Mulboy wants to call it.
The DreamHack universe. And Newman, how's it being running over at Dickinson's? You obviously got a new T-shirt from them. So
yeah.
Well done.
Yay! Got my new team shirt as well today, so it's great.
It look very plain for being a new one. It's like.
No,
I'm really not used to seeing the Team Dignitas logo without it being covered with a million sponsors. It's weird.
I think that's
it's weird to
well.
see
that's
just Team Dignitas on a shirt.
Yeah. They lost their sponsors when I quit the Starcraft II team.
Yeah, apparently when Apollo quit the Starcraft II team.
For our Starcraft II team.
Apollo's in the studio right now. As you can probably see if we go to the producer cam, he's just hiding there with his Sepsum t-shirt. Stop drinking on... Go do some work. All right, yeah, so all that news, and of course we'll be taking some opinions from some of the topics from Hellspawn and Newman as we go on. But of course, it's not about what's all coming up this week. We had quite a busy week last week as well, and of course to take us through it, Semmler, I think you've done all the research, because I didn't.
Yeah, I know, go figure. Putting together the doc. Well, guys, it has been a really busy week. Of course, you know, if you watched last week's show, I gave you a quick rundown of what to tune in for, so we're going to go ahead and cover some of that. As, you know, obviously, I guess we'll just start off with Starcraft II. So Starcraft II, we had an amazing weekend, actually, with the Iron Squid finals that were hosted in Paris. Slayers MMA ended up taking it all with yet another win in the foreign territory. He is so beast. He took out, he took out Symbol 4-2 in the finals. Nesty, who was a favorite to take it all, actually came in third in the end. And MMA will be flying home with about 12.5k USD in his pocket. So not a bad weekend's work for him.
Needs big pocket.
Needs big pockets. If he's anything like Stefano, he just goes straight to the bank and whacks it in there. But speaking of Stefano, Stefano continues his European dominance by winning the Take TV Reloaded Invitational. This happened last week, beating Empire Koss 4-0 in the finals. It was a complete and utter stomp. It was painful to watch, but Koss putting up a valiant fight. Couldn't take it in the end. Stefano walks away with about €300, a notebook, a gaming notebook, and a paid trip to Home Story Cup 5, which is really cool. Can't wait to see that. Home Story Cup, always a good thing to tune in for, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted when that's coming up. And also, last week, GSL Code S, round of 8, Naniwa ended up falling. MVP took him out. MVP will be moving on into the round of 4 that is going to be happening later on this week. But Naniwa, the foreign hope, the last foreigner in the tournament, has fallen. So hopefully he is guaranteed a slot next season. So there is that to look forward to. So we'll see him competing again. And also, before we wrap things up, we have Dignitas Bling. What's up, the homie? Love that guy. He ended up taking the Insomnia 45, defeating Infused Fargo 4-0 in the finals. Bling, of course, the favorite to win the entire thing, seeing as how he is apparently the best player in UK right now. He defeated the Muslim back in the day in the War of the Roses show match, a very close series, but Bling is now on top. So he managed to take that tournament. Congratulations to him. Really glad to hear something coming from Bling, and I'm sure Newman in the corner is as well.
Merce won the last one, right? Against Fargo in the final.
I think he won the last one, or was the... No, it won I-43, I think.
Aha.
Then someone
There's so many of them.
Stefano won 44, and then now Bling won 45.
Really? Congrats anyway.
Yeah. It's a great achievement.
I
think he only lost one map in the entire tournament, and then it was towards to cheese, basically.
It's usually the
decent
case.
results.
Mana could say something
Cheese
about
is
that
okay.
from DreamHack.
You talking about the I-45?
Yeah.
Yeah, but winning that's like, winning the Special Olympics. No one bothers turning up for I-45 half the time.
I think Bling was one of the only names I recognized.
It's funny because it's true.
I'm
There
just
were
saying.
2 Grandmaster players,
I mean,
that much I know.
It's the fact is like Insomnia LAN's been around for so long, really good at running LANs, but they even got the contract for IPL to do the IPL qualifiers. And there was one point, there was a tournament at the I-Series that had way more money than I think Copenhagen Games that ran at the same time. And basically, only like 3 top players turned up to I-Series and about 20 turned up to Copenhagen Games because it was advertised better. So, they're in esports, but they're not really in with both feet, I-Series. That's what it bugs me about them a little bit because they could do a lot better.
They're more like a Minecraft crowd at I-Series. They like to drink beer and play Minecraft, but I think that's how to describe I-Series.
But I saw a walkthrough, I think it was James Banks who did, and I think it looks good, actually, like compared to like the Nordic Assembly or the Gathering or DreamHack. I don't think it's so much different than that, and I liked it, but I especially liked actually that they had like team rooms but in the BioC, so they had like branded parts which only the like Infused players, and I think the Ignitas had one too. It looked cool to me. I would like to have that at DreamHack actually.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's like a mini DreamHack basically, but they have a long way to go to reach your height.
yeah,
basically.
but I mean they've been
They're
around
getting
for
there.
so long, so it's stable. Maybe it should get more attention.
Okay.
Anything to add to that?
That was your Starcraft 2 results.
That
of
was
last
the Starcraft
week.
2 results.
Well, we are going to go into a Iron Squid recap a little bit later, which I definitely think is worth talking about. But for now, all we need to know is, MMA did win it. There is a nice little highlight video from Iron Squid. Obviously, that's the tournament that the French people put on. And Apollo casted it with Total Biscuit. He's now leaving the room, as I mentioned.
Hanging his head, yeah.
Yeah, and so go on then. Let's move on to Bloodline Champions that had a pretty.
They had a good weekend.
Yep.
Bloodline Champions, it was the second DreamHack qualifier that wrapped up this weekend on Sunday evening. It was an in-game tournament, and 2 teams, Hotel and Chan Thundi, will be moving on to compete at the LAN finals at DreamHack Summer. We're going to...
This is interesting, because didn't you tell me that this was a qualifier that ran the same time as the...
that was the first one.
Was it the first
one? The
one?
week before that, it ran at Star Ladder, which ties into what we're going to be doing this weekend with the arena. But
Okay. All right.
But yeah,
So
bit
it was
of
a good
misstep.
it was a good qualifier this time.
This was a good qualifier.
Because
A
just
lot
to
of
give
teams
you
were-
an update that because when Star Ladder was going on, as you remember, you probably guys watched some of that. Star Ladder was going on at the same time. Starlight Studios wanted to run qualifiers, and most of the top European
The
teams
top
couldn't qualify
teams
to
were there,
DreamHack
yeah.
because they were at Star Ladder. So the first qualifier had some questionable final results based off that. So the second one finished a little bit better.
Bit of a shame, really, bit of a shame. But,
Okay.
you know, we'll be changing that this weekend, and there's also next week, as far as qualifiers are concerned. But in Quake Live this week, Sparty beat Toxic in the arena. Second arena for Quake Live here in the in this studio.
You
Sparty
watched it,
comes
didn't
out
you?
Yeah.
on top. It was a
Of
sweet
course I
on
watched
sweet
it.
final. Dude.
It was amazing. And yeah, got to love Quake. What can I say? It's best esports game ever. I just wish that we had like maybe if we had the League of Legends and the Starcraft and the World of Warcraft crowd being into Quake Live, it would be 10 times better than what we have today.
Well, we do actually have some of. I mean, our viewer numbers don't
Yeah, I
magically.
saw it.
Quite high.
Amazing.
Yeah, our viewer numbers don't magically come from where people haven't played Quake for ages. A lot of the people that are watching Quake on our shows are actually from the different communities, and they do seem to enjoy it. But yeah, it was a great win for Sparty. He didn't think he was going to win, and actually he messaged me today saying, thanks a lot for doing this. I haven't played Quake in ages, but I'm going to start playing a little bit more now because it was really fun. So he just won a tournament versus Toxic, and he hadn't really played before. But of course now he's going to be back, yeah.
Yeah, there were some amazing matches too, really close. It
Yep.
was a lot of fun to watch. And also in Quake, the same afternoon, CSN, this was back in the States, 0-4 ends up beating Rafa 3-0 in that series. And
Is
Hellspawn,
0-4
you're shaking
playing?
your head. What's going on?
Yeah, but Rafa is the most achieved Quake Live player
Yeah.
through all time. I mean, 0-4, he's an awesome player. In Quake 3, he was maybe one of the best, if not the best, during the mid-2000. But still, that looks big. 3-0.
Well, the thing is that Rafa did say after, I think it was DreamHack, that he'd probably concentrate on studies.
Yeah.
0-4 was actually the guy that trained Rafa for most of his Quake Live career. And 0-4, when he's good, he's just as good as he used to be. Same as like CZM, same as Fox, same as. So I think Rafa might have been a little out of shape, but also 0-4 will know how to beat someone that he's trained. But of course, it's nice to know that there is also tournaments going on in America because we do have QuakeCon around the corner, and getting those players active as well as the Europeans will be make for a great QuakeCon and also a DreamHack if they choose to turn up. Any applications from them for DreamHack, by the way, for the tournament?
Can't say, but it's looking good. Actually, I'm surprised by the number of applications. I think that we might fill out the 32 slots, maybe.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
but it's kind of big. It's still kind of
That
big.
sounds so pathetic.
No,
doesn't it?
because we, for the last couple of years, have only had maybe 16 or 8 slots. We have never had, like, everybody can attend, so we haven't really grown the amateur part of DreamHack potential like we do in other games. But I just want to say one thing. If you sit on $1 million and you have them to spare, give them to James, and he can do the best Quake Live and maybe best esports, I don't know, thingy, show, tournament, season, league ever.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of our viewers that just have $1 million that
Yeah,
they're
but
willing
it
to
happened
throw.
before.
$1 million
Why not
to
do it
spare.
for like true esports?
Yeah, well, true. I do like mocking organizations that spend their money in a funny way. But yeah, we do better shit with people that sub for $5, and so we're awesome. So thanks for subbing as well, guys. All right, yeah. So also, then over in Dota 2, there's been some stuff going on.
Yeah, Dota 2 this weekend actually was pretty sick. The DreamHack Vengeance Dota 2 Cup wrapped up. It happened this past Saturday, and that was the last qualifier to round out the brackets for DreamHack Summer. Apart from the BYOC teams that'll be making it there, we had Virtus Pro coming out on top and took the last slot. They defeated Complexity Gaming to do it. And that's
Third
actually
time
really
they
big.
lost in the final of the qualifier.
Yeah, that's true as well. Complexity Gaming not really having the best of luck in the finals, but to lose 3 times, to come that close and lose 3 times, that's painful. In any case, Virtus Pro will be joining NTW, Navi, CLG, Quantic Gaming, Evil Geniuses, Mouse Sports, Absolute Legends, Dare, Moscow 5, X-Gosu, and Kita Gaming for this DreamHack Summer 2012. What a fucking lineup. I can't wait. Like, it just sounds so good.
Do you reckon Complexity Gaming will try and qualify through the BYOC?
To be honest, if I should do this, is that I should remove one BioC part and should do a Hellspawn wildcard and invite complexity. Because I was kind of upset with the admins that they didn't invite them. I do understand that they know the game better than I do. But I'm kind of big fan of complexity, actually, their Dota 2 team. And just seeing them losing like this has been...
Well, they got second place, right?
Yeah, but...
3 times.
It's been a pain to see, literally. I don't normally am biased, but some players and some teams, like, just losing and losing, but they still have it, but they are like... Yeah. Like, one player, it's actually a player from Team Dignitas, like Bishu. I always, in my heart, a little bit feel sad when he loses. The same was with the complexity, so... I don't know if they will come. I would try to make a
DreamHack admins have hearts?
Yeah. But we don't show it. We are not allowed. No, but I hope they can attend. I will, of course, understand if they will not come with computers and stuff to Sweden. But I will at least have a talk with them, because I think that, not to be like this, but I think actually that this is the most stacked tournament of the DreamHack of all games. Yeah. And maybe the biggest stacked and hyped tournament since the international. It feels like that because, of course, we don't have any Chinese team, and I would have loved to see some Chinese team, but also to invite them, we don't know the shape and how it's happening a lot in China. So it just feels really stacked. And coming after the Star Ladder also, which was an awesome tournament, and probably the best tournament of this year so far, is Dota 2. So it feels amazing to have all these big shots and. It's gonna be cool.
There were some teams obviously missing at the LAN at Star Ladder, and you've got them at LAN.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's.
But you can't have them all.
Yeah.
It's a big trip going from the States as well to Jönköping.
Yeah, with 5 people, so also it's a big.
Jason Lake will pay. He'll pay out of his own pocket. Hellspawn's wild invitation. All right, yeah, so a great amount of tournaments last week across all different games. I'm particularly interested in looking at some of those tournaments, which we'll do a little recap in the news a little bit later. But of course, yeah, very busy week, but also a busy week for some of the news that's coming up. But before we get to the news, just to remind you, obviously we're powered by Asus, not me personally, as in, what I use in my body. I'm not... some sort of cyborg. But of course the show is, and you can actually still enter the competition that's been running for a while now, which is good for you because you get to enter. It's the G55VW contest. All you need to do is head over to facebook.com/ROG Nordic. Click on the contest after you like, and you need to be logged in. You don't need to be logged in on my account. That would be good. And then you just go onto the competition page. Awesome laptop to be won with i7 in there. I really like their laptops, actually, Asus, although I haven't been able to get myself any for free yet, but I'm going to work on that as soon as possible. And of course, you just need to write to the answer, what does Asus Republic of Gamers mean to you? And look, we've already got people here. Look at this, from our shows. My motherboard, as well as Too Good Representer. Hi, Stream says, he's done that a few times, Potty. And then also, Asus ROG, that one doesn't count. There's no reference to me in that one. He won't be winning. Can I delete that? I don't know. Report. But yeah, so that's the competition. Make sure you enter it. It's really good for Asus to see, something that they support, give back to them, and it'll help us in the future. Okay, so a good recap of all the tournaments that went on, especially for people like MMA winning 12.5k in the Iron Squid tournament. But of course, when we come back from the advertisement break, we'll be moving on into the main news, things that have been announced, things that are coming up, and also, just looking at what people have done right and wrong, not to point any fingers. But of course, when we do that, I'm going to be really nice. I'm so professional on this show. I fucking hate it.
You are. Even your hair looks pro, man. It's not as gangly as it usually does.
It's really bad, isn't it? I feel like a news anchor.
You need to shave as well.
Point of the show, mate.
You need to shave your balls.
No,
could you, Hellspawn, could you lend him some balls?
No, I think he has them. All right.
I'm not sure. He's Odie's right-hand man. All right, so when we come back from the advertisement break, we're going to go into news and actually have some opinions. So don't go anywhere. See you in just a moment. Hi guys, welcome back to the show. Let's get straight into the news, waste no time. So first of all, looking at Dota 2, just not so much news about tournaments or anything, but just people moving around. Dota 2, a very unsettled scene right now. The first one was actually the team from Quantic were meant to make a move to Eclipsia that we actually reported on last week. But then apparently, before contracts were signed, contract terms were constantly getting changed. And team captain Miguel basically said that they don't have a clue, Eclipsia, and they've decided not to sign with him. There is an article on gosugamers.net, which you can see here, with some of the quotes. And also, Eclipsia, though, have replied to this. Did you guys read much about the reply or read into it much? Because actually, Newman, it was really funny because you mentioned on the show, like, you mentioned on Twitter, you messaged something about on Twitter. You said like something about an esport organization, how to trust them or to see if they're legit. Yeah. And it was like, do they have an about page? Do they have a contact info? You know, and do they have all this information? Yeah. So when Quantic obviously moved the team over to Eclipsia and then decided that it wasn't for them because it was a lot of promises as far as they've said. You mentioned on Twitter how to trust or how to find a good organization. So what do you make of the whole situation?
I mean, I think both sides are probably at fault in this one. The team itself with the manager, I think they jumped too quickly to a new team with new promises and stuff. Looking at Eclipsia, I mean, I think I mentioned 4 different points in that thing I posted. I don't think Eclipsia has got one of them in how to trust an organization. No idea who's behind the organization, no idea who's running it, no idea who's actually owning the domain name they're on. So Eclipsia seems a bit shady, I don't know. About the situation itself, I'm not sure what to say exactly. I mean, the team is fucked right now. They're in limbo. They're still contracted to Quantic, but they're not wanted at all. I don't think another organization is going to be that quick by picking them up as well.
Yeah, it makes them look bad.
Yeah, they look really bad. Well. I mean, I've had some experience with the manager they're having as well, and yeah, they're going to have a bad time. They're going to have a hard time finding a new team, I think. But they're really good though, so it's
but they could maybe stay in Quantic. Maybe, I mean, if you get a big opportunity, I don't think it has to be so big if you want to change team, if you get lots of money and salary and traveling and stuff, and I mean, shit happens and the contract didn't go on with it, so they could stay in Quantic.
I don't think Quantic want them though. I would never want them to stay. I'll
maybe,
basically try and find a
stranger things has happened, especially like in Counter-Strike and so on. So, but one thing that I noticed, not about this, but with this manager, is she called Mistress?
It's Mistress, yeah.
I was a little bit surprised with her angle on that she didn't want to, reach out to sponsors and be, taking more parts than just managing the team. And I think that's a little bit of a, I don't say a strange way or a bad way or inexperienced way to look at it, because if you're helping out a team, you need to do all kinds of stuff. You cannot just, I'm taking care of the team and booking travels and that's it. Of course, you can have the approach, but I think it's bad for the team.
That's like 1 day of work every 3 weeks. I mean,
I think she does much more than that. I'm not saying that, but I think that if you are good and you have a strive to do something better for the team, I think that you should also try to take new stuff that you're not used to. That's everything is working on, doing the extra part in esports and not getting paid for that, because that's how it develops.
Yeah, I mean, even as team manager, you can end up, when you're a team manager, you often go to most of the events with the team. And they don't often send the general manager or another manager, and you're also there to be meet and greeting with the sponsors. So the fact is, when you meet these sponsors and people by people, if they like you and how you represent, they'll often want you in further negotiations because they don't want to meet somebody and then sign with somebody else. So I don't think, maybe she should have shone away from that. But I
mean, if you can even call her a team manager, I mean, I think since 1 or 2 years ago, I've seen her in a couple of teams and with a couple of different players as well. She's basically jumping around trying to find a better option everywhere, it seems.
I've never met.
I don't know
Mistress.
about that.
I mean, I think
familiar with this.
we've been contacted by her a couple of times with different teams, so it's. I don't
My
know.
impression is that
She's more like an agent, I'd say.
okay.
So-
My impression is that she's doing good. I was just surprised by this statement, but I don't know. I'd never spoken to her. I think so.
It's a big mess, and Dota 2 is a big mess as well with players switching.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
it's the scene is new to big money and opportunities.
Yeah.
So it would take some time for it to
Yeah.
grow into that. Even though on the gaming and the competing side, being on LANs and big tournaments, that they are used to, but maybe the business part.
Well, especially yes, and streaming has come involved, and
Yeah.
that's something that Eclipsia really wanted was streamers, like for all the players to stream. But yeah, so of course, talking about a big mess in Dota 2, I don't know if we can call it that, but also over in EG, there is a roster change for their Dota 2 squad. Bulba and Universe will be joining the team, as reported, as you can guess, on evilgeniuses.net. They, of course, will be joining Demon, Fear, and Malk. They've already played with them a few times, I do believe, so no huge surprise. And Trans just doesn't want to bring up my screen. Trans, I purposely had to go through all these fucking links so you could have like a visual. There it is. Read that, people. Stop attacking moths in the studio. What are you doing, Trans? Why aren't you just...
Just don't talk to me.
Don't talk to you?
Yeah.
Alright. Would you want me to sing to you?
Yes.
So is
Oh,
EG
trans.
all American now, or
I
No,
love
like
your
one Dane
pants.
left, right?
Yeah, but I
Please,
think he's
thank-
in the EG layer. Actually, I saw him tweet that. So I thought they would go only Americans, but maybe is Malik?
I think Malk is still
Malk is Danish, isn't he?
Yeah.
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 But I think that maybe he will stay in America or something like that, because
Yeah.
I think he's in the EG layer, like I said. But they lost some good players, in my opinion. Like Playmate, I haven't seen around lately, but
Well,
Misery,
he's in Quantic. Wait, mate.
is he
Yeah.
Playmate?
Yep.
Oh, really? Okay.
Dota 2 is a
It's
big
happening
mess,
so
like
much.
I said.
But anyway, I think that both Misery and especially Lacoste has been really big in EG. So we will see where they go. We saw Misery play with CLG instead of Smuggler, or how you pronounce it. But I don't think they will swap into Misery. I don't know.
I think teams need to start to find their lineup soon. I mean, as I saw, Valve is basically saying that all the teams that are going to go to this new international event,
Yeah.
they need to have stable lineups for a while. So I'm guessing that's why all of this is happening right now as well. But it's like, it doesn't look good for Dota when you switch teams every 2 weeks.
Well, I
From
mean,
an
the
organizational
thing is
standpoint,
about
I mean,
the
if you
teams in Dota, there's normally like one or two people within the squad that make the decisions and tell the manager what they want.
Yeah.
You know, so for example, Dignitas is come with me. Can't remember other people, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It kind of runs like that.
It's like
So-
that in most games, to be honest.
yeah, it is. So it's really the players just trying to get the best out of what they can in the Dota 2 community. So it's not bad that everyone's switching around, but at the same time, it's quite. You have to have a lot of trust in your captain.
Yeah.
Because as a team manager, I'd be like, oh, we're getting new players again. Aren't we?
Yeah, from an organizational standpoint, if we're switching players every 2 months, it's crazy.
Yeah, but you can't write contracts either with that.
Why would we invest in Dota 2 when we keep switching players and you don't know what teams are good or
But
bad?
maybe Dota 2 doesn't have to be that the players, is more about that you're having a good team.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that EG are really hyped and strong now because of what they have done in Dota 2 so far.
Right.
But yeah, we need to have the stars. I mean, if you're going to do a sponsor thing with having some of the players, like Navi doing with Dendi and Papi and those guys and Markelo and so on, I mean, if they are gone when you released it with your sponsors, then it's almost worthless.
Yeah, because every time you invest in a player, or you sign a player, you invest in him as well.
Yeah,
It's,
exactly.
So just a quick question here, Newman. How's your Dota 2 team?
it's great.
Yeah. Well, apparently Odie just messaged in chat that you released them.
Like I said, Dota 2 is a mess.
Because Odie's in chat and he just said, we just released our team.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Odie.
So you just got owned
seriously,
on stream.
we've been having-
What do you mean great? Wait, let me have a look on the Team Dignitas website.
I think he's trolling you, though.
No,
Yeah,
Odie's in chat.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Where
Where
do-
trying to get his phone out to
Team dash Dignitas. Oh, Odie.
Well,
Wait.
Even if James trolls...
I don't think it's a secret that, I mean, our Dota team has been a bit messy the last couple of weeks or months. I mean,
It doesn't say on the website, but Odie said in chat. So it's now official.
No?
It is official. Odie said in chat.
Okay.
Could be a fake Odie.
Could be a
His
fake.
name's Dignitas Odie, and he's
There's lots of people
subbed.
faking him.
He subbed as well.
We just released our team.
If he's subbed, then it's definitely a fake.
There you go. Oh, apparently it's going to be on the website in a minute.
All
So
right.
apparently that's just in. Dignitas are releasing their team. You're going to get another one?
I mean, it's a balance like between Dota and League of Legends, to be honest. I mean, it's going to be a big game. We'll definitely be there, but it's a question of how we're going to be there.
Maybe you can talk to Mistress.
Yeah, that's
Again.
never going to happen.
Okay. Ooh.
Earned.
Okay, cool. So that was quite enjoyable for me, at least. Also in Dota 2, just to finish off our last piece of news, Dara lost 2 players, apparently.
Yeah.
This is new to me. You've just brought this to the table, so Hellspawn, you can present this. Dara have lost 2 players.
Yeah, and to me, there was the best Russian team. They were better than Moscow 5, for example. I think they did really good at the Star Ladder. And I mean, they have Artstyla, which was within Navi when they won the International. For me, Artstyla seems to be one of the best captains out there, even though he's very controversial. You know, he's banned by Navi and DTS because of how he has acted before. But they lost NS and Santa, I think, and they moved to the new Virtus Pro, who actually won that DreamHack qualifier against Complexity just some days ago. And Virtus Pro looks really good, and we have seen that they picked up Mouse Sports, how to say,
KKY.
star
Yeah.
carrier, Kurokai or KKY. And I think they have presented one more player, but I'm not sure. But all 5 players are not released and presented. And also Mouse Sports has then had to reform their team. I think they brought in Twista.
I think they've been, they haven't announced their 5th, though.
No.
So they brought back in Twister, haven't announced their 5th. Just a lot of people moving around in Dota 2.
Yeah.
Some teams stick with it. Other people like Newman just wash their hands of Dota 2.
No, I mean we're getting a new team. I think it's just a matter of deciding who we're getting, and maybe we're like reforming the old team. I don't know.
What's happening to Come With Me? I love that guy.
We'll see.
But also, I think what needs to be done is that it has to be more regional tournaments, because then you don't have the time to reform and practice, and also that the manager can meet the players. And I think that the best pickups has been when you have scouted on location and seen how they interact with each other, how they meet, how they talk, how they look. Not in that way, but if they don't care, or if they do care about not only the game but also everything around the business side. So I think that when we see more Dota 2 tournaments, I think we will see more stability in many ways, but mostly that actually the team managers can meet the teams.
Yeah, and tournament organizers need to be more strict on rules as well. I mean, in these couple of different tournaments that's been going on earlier, it's basically been people are using stand-ins, like 2 or 3 stand-ins per game. It's crazy.
Yeah,
and that kind of not encourages, but it's like. Then you can switch teams easy.
I think the Dota 2 or Dota community has been around too long on its own in that way. So it will be a while when they have to adjust in how to run within the big organizations and tournaments. I think.
Yep.
And I think the international is doing it good. Saying like that, you have to have a stable lineup for us to judge you, to be able to invite you, if that's how they're going to do it. And I think, I mean, if you've got some kind of brain, just try, okay, I don't like this guy today, but 4 or 5 days we practice, I do like him, so let's stick together. Because, I mean, conflicts will happen when they play in five guys, and if you lose, especially, I mean, that affects the team a lot, but it's also like, okay, let's go home, new day tomorrow.
Yeah, and I mean, Navi being one of the most stable teams because they all meet up and practice at Cyber Arena, sometimes for a month, before big invitationals like the Dota 2 invitationals.
It's about learning how to lose.
Yeah.
Really.
All right then, so that brings us to the end of the Dota 2 segment. Just lots of people moving. Some of you might find that interesting. I just like watching Dota 2. I'm not familiar with all the stars yet. Like once the big tournaments keep happening, then I'm going to actually really enjoy watching certain players for how they played in those tournaments. I already have a few favorites, so hopefully I get to meet a few more over at DreamHack Summer. Okay, so let's move on to Starcraft 2. Lots of things been happening in Starcraft 2. Of course, one of the big announcements that came from a developer update from Blizzard is the BattleNet changes for Heart of the Swarm. Of course, these I have up on screen. You can see in the update. Most importantly are pretty much all of them. Multiplayer resume from replay, and also, of course, multiplayer viewing replay, so they matter together. Global play means that you won't be region locked. In terms of who you're able to play. Multi-language support, that's important because I speak twat and they don't have that right now. And of course clan and group system, something that's been wanted from the community for a while. And of course unranked matchmaking, which is also could be quite important as well, just to encourage people to not be scared of losing, I guess. I don't know, I've never felt that feeling. It's never lost. But obviously the big ones there. Global play and obviously the multiplayer replay viewing system is going to be great for people who want to help others coach. Help coach others. But what do you make of this from Blizzard?
Was the last part they can view it together like you can in Brood?
Yeah.
They deliver. Maybe it's only the big chats that's missing now, or a good chat system. But I love it. I think they are doing some parts of this also because of Diablo 3. Which is also great. They deliver. I'm really looking forward to Heart of the Swarm in many ways, and this just makes it even better. Especially as an admin, not to have to judge a game when it's cut. Was it IPL 4?
We don't need an IPL again, or the GSTL finals at IPL.
Oh yeah, the GSTL finals.
I mean, happening.
And we have seen it in Dota 2. We have seen it maybe in other games. I cannot remember them at the moment, but awesome.
Yeah, but also, even though it's really good, can I just point out that Blizzard could have done this a long time ago. But they choose to do it on a release of something that costs money.
Yeah,
of course.
So I just think it's also on top of like looking good and giving people what they want, which is fine, you know. But at the same time, it's kind of like we give it to you when you upgrade to Heart of the Swarm, rather than we can just implement it now because they obviously know it works. So it's kind of like.
But at the same time,
I mean, it's still good, yeah, obviously, but I'm just saying.
It's funny because a lot of people are whining at Blizzard because they say that stuff like that. They're really bad for esports. They do nothing for esports.
They've done a lot lately.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a lot since the release of the game. And comparing to like a developer like DICE or EA or whatever, I mean, they're gods. I mean, try play Battlefield 3 as an esport compared to Starcraft. It's crazy. I mean, you can't even compare it.
I also think that people underestimate how much work maybe into the platform and the backbone has to be done. For example, give us LAN tournaments. Yeah, but then you cannot even have friends or anything. You know, it's not that easy. When we had Quake Live LAN tournaments, we actually brought a server just like the normal one into DreamHack and plugged it in, because we had to have a copy of the real big server.
But that is actually easy.
No, but
I mean, no offense.
No, it's not easy because you need to have like id. They actually had like a developer who was sitting. Over the net. So you plugged it in, and then we had to hard code it to make it function in a perfect way. On Thanksgiving, because we have DreamHack Winter Thanksgiving and stuff like that. Now, so it's not that easy.
I do remember Blizzard actually doing, I do believe, LAN at WSVG for World of Warcraft, because they actually had 2 Blizzard representatives there, pretty much guarding the server.
Yeah. Maybe that.
Yeah, and also Bloodline Champions, when they bring LAN to DreamHack, they actually have a developer there as well.
It's the same thing.
I mean, that's it's a small investment to give people a better experience, but of course,
I think the sum
making
up,
everything.
I mean, Blizzard does a lot for esports. I mean, if you say they don't, you don't know what you're talking about, really. And with this update, it's going to be great.
Well, yeah, they are doing a lot. They've even put esports on their website in one of the tabs, and of course they're running their championships right now.
Yeah, the World Series is like a really big thing.
Yeah, and we've even got some new names that I haven't heard of, like some of the Italian qualifiers. Cloud actually came third,
Yeah.
didn't qualify.
Star Eagle won, and then some guy that I hadn't heard about actually.
Maybe
Yeah,
we should start
we reported it a little bit
somewhere.
earlier. But yeah, okay, so that's
Yes.
Heart of the Swarm news. Of course, everyone's going to be looking forward to that. I think it will obviously just be a really nice community and tournament update for the game, but we have to see how the game plays. A lot of pros, though, do still say that they're still enjoying where the current meta game is, and sometimes releasing Heart of the Swarm will, you know, could ruin it a little bit because they're still learning and, you know, fine-tuning. But of course,
It will be bumpy for a while for sure.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so next in the news on Starcraft II, of course, this was announced actually just one day after we did our show, so it's already been covered actually. I think Live on Free did a little bit of coverage on it. But it was the... Actually, I'm not going to go there just yet. Let's go into something else. I'm going into what I want. Trance, what are you doing with your eyes? I'm doing it in order, but I just read it wrong. All right, so we're going into the new GSL Team League. 2 foreign teams have been allowed to enter, Team Liquid and also Fnatic. We can have a look at this on the website to see all the other teams that are in the GSL Team League. Of course, there you can see in the bottom right that Fnatic and Team Liquid now have their logos. Of course, you've got all the familiars there as well. This is actually pretty huge, I think, for both of those teams. Probably not as huge as getting into, like, you know, a Casper and OGN and, you know, in terms of what it used to be, but it's still a big step. And of course, Fnatic have picked up Oz just recently in Starcraft II, just as little sub news to that one. So they've got a really strong team. Night End is out there as well. Trance, can you stop complaining with hand signals?
Do your thing, I'm doing my thing.
What are you doing? Flirting with Apollo?
No, people are flaming me because I mistyped foreign, but it was yours because I just copy-pasted from
Oh.
the document.
People are flaming Trance. 'cause he
Never
mistyped
trust
something.
too good.
Well, I don't know. I just wrote this and like when I was, yeah, in some state of mind. But of course, yeah. So Fnatic and Team Liquid are joining the GSTL. I think that's really big news in terms of introducing, you know, foreign teams. I think they're 2 great picks as well. What do you guys make of this?
No, I mean,
Jealous?
no
Jealous
surprise for me.
Newman?
I mean, Fnatic is a Korean team now. The Starcraft team
Yeah.
is Korean, so they
Apart
should
from
be.
Night End.
They should be in there.
Todd.
Yeah, but
And
they're
Todd,
living. They're living over there, so I mean,
Yeah.
they should be in GSTL. They're probably one of the better teams in GSTL. I think, yeah.
I think
That lineup.
Team Liquid should have done this before. I think it would have been awesome for the actual players in Team Liquid, but also for GSL and GAM. Bringing in the players now that they have, I think, didn't
They
what's
got
his name? TLO go back.
TLO's
Yeah.
gone to Korea.
Yeah. And
Well,
they
not
have
yet, but
recruited
going. They got Tasia,
Taja and
obviously.
Hero. So I think that it would be good for everybody. This is great because I will watch probably GSTL, and normally I don't do it, even though I liked it from the beginning, but I simply don't have the time. But for sure, when Team Liquid and Fnatic will play, you can say that
It's a lot more
Fnatic.
interesting.
Yeah, you can say that Fnatic has a Korean team, but still Todd is the team captain, so he will make the choice. Most likely, he will be a big part if Fnatic will do good or not. And I know that he is an awesome team captain, actually. So,
Okay.
so I think I like it.
Now,
Great.
do you want to know something interesting? Of course. Just to give you an idea of how big this is, to actually be able to get your team logo over in a Korean league, which is broadcast, you know quite well in Korea itself. When I used to work for Fnatic as general manager, we were in negotiations with, I believe it might have been OGN or Kesper, because Sam Matthews had made contact over there, the owner, and we wanted to get Fnatic in as a Brood War team. So we wanted to put Fnatic up there with all the other teams. How much do you think that they wanted to charge Fnatic originally to let Fnatic enter the Brood War scene in Korea?
$1 million, probably.
I would say $500,000, but something ridiculous.
Right, I'll give you a clue to which one is right. Ready? Camera on me. Newman wins. $1 million.
Yeah.
So they asked Fnatic for $1 million just to enter the league.
Yeah, but that's
Like-
they're probably just putting up an
A front.
obstacle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
stop
and
it.
yeah, exactly. That's what they were. They were like, yeah, we're just putting up a pretty big obstacle. So back in Brood War times, when Fnatic wanted to enter, it was $1 million to enter the league. So this is why I think this news is particularly good and big. I know it's GSTL, which is obviously under GOM TV, but at the same time, there's a lot of benefits for having your team in these types of tournaments, because the amount of exposure you get and sponsor opportunities, locally in Korea is quite big. And the other thing is, it's also quite dangerous for the Korean teams, that if they would have let Fnatic back in the day, because Fnatic is a really truly global brand, has a lot of global fans, and can take budgets from sponsors globally, as opposed to Korean organizations which take it, from Korea. So Fnatic actually had a bigger chance of actually taking more money from being in there and actually being one of the richest teams. And that's actually quite interesting now, because we already see that in Starcraft II, where a lot of the Starcraft II players, professional players, outside of the government organization that was Casper, have been moving over to like EG, Liquid, Fnatic, and Complexity, because they've already built up their businesses, in a different way, that have actually become more profitable now. I mean, I'm sure I know, everyone knows that, if you look at like EG, the Americans probably make more wages than the Koreans. Yeah. But it's just, that's their way of, how they want to be sponsored. But it's quite crazy, considering the Koreans are really, really good. So this is really interesting news for me.
Yeah, Korean wins the tournament. But it's not only about the big money also. I think that the Korean sponsors, or the Korean team sponsors, they want exposure in Korea.
Yeah.
I think we could say the same with like Dignitas. You don't maybe need or want exposure in Korea.
No.
You mainly want it maybe in Europe and partly globally.
Yeah, Western Europe, USA, basically. But
Yeah.
I mean, some of these teams do get global sponsors, and they want exposure in Korea as well. But if like 90% of the audience is in Korea,
Yeah.
that's not.
I mean, most of them are big media houses.
Yep.
So of the Brood War teams, I don't know exactly about the Starcraft II teams, but I like it. I think also that, like you said, James, that Fnatic and Team Liquid will be able to pick up more players also from Korea that want to travel. For example, I think Oz said, or someone said, it was FXO Boss in his blog.
Because Oz came from FXO.
Yeah. He said that he wanted also to join, maybe because he's going into military service in 2 years.
That felt like a really weird reason, though, because that was like 24 months in the future. Yeah. So I mean, it's basically travel. That's it.
Yeah.
So don't send players abroad.
I think it's enough of a time to invest in a player.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I would like to see EG
like
get
a weird
involved.
from FXO.
That's all I'm saying as well. I like to see EG get involved, sending control over with his team.
I mean,
they could bully all the Koreans.
I mean, actually, having in control in Korea, being the team captain, and doing everything for his
really
team
American.
to win, I think that would be awesome
It would be
entertainment
awesome.
in Korea. I mean, this should be done.
Yeah, well, let's talk to Cody. I think he's the team manager, rather than Alex Garfield, who's very busy, I assume, CEO. All right, then, so more news in StarCraft II. This one's a spoiler, by the way. We mentioned it last time. We talked about the MLG Spring Arena #2, and the invites were leaked on MLG's website.
Again.
As actually Newman kind of predicted that might happen. I don't know if it's leaked or not. Maybe we shouldn't go through the players, not to spoil, but the lineup looks really good. But you're a tournament organizer, Hellspawn. How do you look at this? You're just shaking your head right now.
The thing is that now again, I will not watch a single game of this online part, and I guess it would be a lot of other people who will not watch. And one part of MLG's strategy must be having online viewers.
Wait. Maybe I've got this wrong. What exactly was leaked? Tell me what exactly was leaked.
The qualifier results.
The qualifier results. Yeah.
So they're broadcasting the Korean qualifier today and tomorrow, and then they're doing the NA, and then they're doing the European ones. Everyone who's reading that Reddit thread already knows.
See, I get this news from other people because I'm not great at StarCraft II. And I thought it was a player.
I feel actually most sorry for the casters in some kind of way, because casting games that everybody know who's going to win. And I mean, I think JP and Apollo did a lot of the games for last Winter Arena.
They did really great. I didn't know who was actually
Yeah, they are professional. They know how to avoid it, but it's a mess. I mean, if that guy, we talked about it before, if that guy didn't get fired last time, probably got fired this time. I think he actually maybe should get fired even, but
It's
come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it was the qualified players that were known, so no one knows the results for the whole thing, but they know who's going to win, who's going to qualify. Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's the
I'm on
purpose of
top
it.
of my shit.
I mean,
And
seeing who makes
apparently
it.
there were a couple of upsets as well, so people should tune in.
Yeah, there were some guys that
Oh,
I
you're
didn't
so
knew
nice,
about.
Newman.
Yeah, but it was some guy that I didn't know about.
Yeah. I mean, European one. I've seen the results and the results already, but I mean, European one should be really good.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go, guys. So hopefully, just stay away from the spoilers if you want to enjoy a tournament and have some sympathy with the commentators.
I don't agree, though. There is no spoilers.
There is
Results happen, and then they are public.
So wise and cocky. All right then. So moving on to the next piece of news. Don't have any visualization for this one in terms of some of the information. But the Iron Squid finished, and we mentioned it a little bit earlier. MMA won. Now, of course, the Iron Squid tournament. Two very different experiences for the viewers. First of all, you had the live experience where Iron Squid actually had a sold-out venue. It looked fantastic. It looked like it had much more people than the DreamHack one. How many people were actually at the Iron Squid?
2,500.
Yeah, 2.5.
So it was the same.
They didn't have a bar though. They didn't have a bar.
Yeah, but they did have music on stage. Sorry, from the pictures.
I agree with you. So it's no.
You agree? It did look.
Yeah. It looked awesome.
It looked awesome.
I was hyped for sure.
Jealous?
Maybe not. No, I'm not jealous. I was just so thrilled for esports, for France esports, and also actually for the players and the casters being there.
Yeah, I mean,
it was awesome
it looked
to see
really
that.
good. They had bands on, and some of the best things they had was on the booths where they had player booths. They actually had LED lights that they were able to bring up people's names on under the booths. So you could, yeah, it was really cool. So they did some really great stuff, and it was really nice to see France, get involved in a big way. We haven't seen much out of France since ESWC, so Iron Squid, really did something nice over in the Starcraft II live experience, and I'm sure everybody who watched it live, I don't know if we've got anybody in chat, can probably tell us if they enjoyed it or not. But yeah, some people saying it was really awesome.
French events.
But the
English stream.
The different side of the experience was the online experience, where basically Total Biscuit and Apollo were to cast the English stream. This wasn't smooth at all. Did you see what happened? Did you follow any of it?
Actually, I didn't follow all the tournament. I saw the beginning, so. But I heard it was a big problems with,
I followed
especially the sound quality. But maybe it was bigger than that.
Everyone in chat saying the English stream was basically bollocks, and it was kind of a weird setup because Total Biscuit, unfortunately, now he's in America, can't come back to Europe anytime soon, just because he needs to stay there for a certain period of time. So they actually had Total Biscuit join the game on his stream, but his stream was private, and then they would watch his stream, and Apollo would join Total Biscuit on his stream, so you had cam, and they had the voice, and they would basically restream Total Biscuit's private stream on Twitch TV, and then Iron Squid would put their overlays over it, but also be in control of what sound went through, in terms of sometimes they had French and English at the same time. Yeah. Sometimes they, and sometimes they would obviously put their stream over the English stream, so you would see what the French cameras were doing rather than Total Biscuit's camera.
I'm not following, sorry.
Yeah, well, basically that's what I mean. It was just fucking crazy. And it was really funny because Apollo was actually casting it from here, and I just came down a few times, bought him food, and he's just like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm typing, turn our music, turn our things on, and they had to organize it all over Skype. So the English stream was, unfortunately, really lacking.
But what were you saying? Were the English stream the main stream,
no.
and the French one was restreaming from the English one?
No, no. The French stream, they had their own stream and they were control of,
And
right?
that one was good.
Yeah,
all the
and
time.
that one was fine, right?
Perfect.
Okay, and then
That
the
makes
English
sense.
stream was firstly Total Biscuit doing a private stream. Then the second French stream would look at Total Biscuit's stream on Twitch TV in full screen, re-stream that out, right? And then with their overlays on top. But then, as well as doing that, they would sometimes bring in their French stream on top to show people shots of the audience, as well as having to control when you had the audio from French interviewers or Rice doing the English interviews, or Total Biscuit and Apollo talking. So it was basically really interesting. So it was... some people said they just watch a French stream, and obviously, like, people are complaining about the FPS, but what are you going to get when you re-stream someone's stream?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it sounds overly complicated.
well, it sounds overly
It certainly
stupid.
does.
I mean,
How? Go.
it's a bad situation, but I guess they were doing the best of it as well.
Yeah,
I watched parts of it, and it was okay. Sound problems, but other than that, it was decent.
Yeah, but
I think you shouldn't. Of course, it was probably bad as people are hating on it, but for a French organization to do like this, I mean, they brought in Total Biscuit and Apollo really early into this project, as I understood it.
Yeah.
Seems like they have really been putting a lot of planning into it, and if you compare it maybe to all other big organizations, Iron Squid seems to be the ones having the most control of what they are doing and not, you know, rushing things. But I mean, in France, it's only French that is spoken and that is how to say, they are focusing on.
Yeah.
So that they had
It
the
was
English stream during all the online coverage was good, what I could tell. And then also having it, they were supposed to have it on location. I think that was the mistake. I think they should have said to Total Biscuit, sorry, thank you, but sorry, we need to replace you.
Yeah.
And then bring in Apollo and then do it on location. And then he could have, you know, the caster could have a preview monitor and see what's going on. There was no problem at all.
Yeah,
so I think
absolutely.
it all failed because he moved to America, which is awesome in that regard, because I'm so happy for him. I'm not saying blaming him, but I think that Iron Squid should have said no to Total Biscuit and put in someone else, and everything would have worked out like they were planned to do.
Yeah,
so maybe
yeah, but
a bad call. It turned out bad, but overall I think it was awesome, and I'm so impressed because I think this. I don't know the guys. I know some of them. I know it's Team Acer's manager who was one of the guys behind it, but I don't know the other guys and what they have done before. But I was really impressed,
Yeah,
and especially they was sold out like 1 or 2 days after the ticket was released.
Yeah, it's a really good event. I'm guessing they're going to do a second one as well.
Yeah.
From the success.
Most
So
likely.
it's great.
Yes, but to sum it up, very different experiences for people, but of course it's still a great event, and hopefully they just keep doing it and do it better, because the French audience were really into it. There was, from the videos you can find, if you type Iron Squid into YouTube, you'll see some great highlights. Okay, so moving on from Iron Squid. What's next? Everyone's like, ooh, I don't know. Blizzard have reduced the exclusivity on GOM TV's Starcraft II coverage or content.
Broadware.
Huh? What does he put in now?
Release on TV.
No. It's just that you
He just
wrote-
copy-paste. Don't copy-paste what we wrote, because we wrote it really badly, Trance. But they've reduced... Trance is tired.
Why are you just copy pasting? I thought you would have learned that lesson.
This
last
is a
time.
great way to troll Trance, by the way, because we can actually just write in the stuff, then he knows he's going to copy and paste it. He might not even read some of them. We'll just be able to put in some really stupid stuff. But yeah, the GOM TV that had the original contract to do StarCraft II over in Korea have now had it reduced. Hellspawn, you know the time it was reduced from, I do believe.
No, I just remember it was somewhere in August, and I would assume they got a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
That's very normal. And now they have signed already with OGN. So my take on it is actually this one, that Blizzard's launch event or marketing money were mostly put in GOM TV for StarCraft II release.
In Korea, at least.
Huh?
In Korea. at
Yeah,
least.
in Korea only. And you must say that it failed, because of course Blizzard were expecting them to take over StarCraft 1. And of course, it's RTS game, so globally they didn't maybe expect 15 million sold copies, but maybe they are not so happy. 1 more million from Korea would have been good for them.
Yeah.
And now I think they're doing this to do a good launch of the expansion, to try to, the second wave of conquering Korea. And if they succeed, they will sell, of course, a lot of the normal copies or like the special ones or something like that. So I think this is a lot about Heart of the Swarm, but I also think it's about getting to cable TV, because maybe GOM is not reaching out in Korea in the way that they were hoping for.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's what I'm speculating.
Yeah,
but I'm glad that they are doing it on a good terms, and hopefully for GOM this will be really beneficial too. That the market grows and they can be as equal as OGN. And if the market grows, they will not lose on it, I think.
Yeah, I guess we can just move into the next topic as well with OGN and Casper.
And that's pretty much the announcement that it leads up to. The reason, obviously, exclusivity has been reduced is pretty much because the announcement that came out today that we did the show was, of course, that Casper, OGN, and Blizzard and GOM TV are now all being able to do Starcraft II. And it's Blizzard's ultimate goal to want to move everybody over to the new game and get them on Battle.net. Of course, there are some differences between what people are able to do within Starcraft II. Just to give you a little idea, Casper will hold a license to hold team-based Starcraft II leagues. OGN will have a license to hold individual Starcraft II League, and GOM TV are just doing what they want. So it seems. And Starcraft II will be a Casper-approved official game. But those are the big things that are going to come out of it. And it is really huge news, but because it's 6 days old, we might not need to go into it that much. But it does mean, obviously, we've got Flash, Jaedong, and there's other players that have been spotted on the servers. I think MC went up against, who was it that MC ended up?
Firebat Hero. I saw it today, and actually Firebat Hero tweeted that it's really is he. So I'm pumped, because if you haven't seen it, I don't remember. I think it's Busan Pro League Finals 2010 or something like that. Or 2009 maybe.
At the beach, at least.
Yeah, at the beach when Firebat Heroes wins the last game and brings home the victory.
Lunatic.
He's a lunatic.
He's one of a kind.
Yeah, I mean, you need to see it.
Is that the guy who took off his shirt and started taking off all his clothes,
throwing rice at people, stuff like that?
It's like one of the most famous celebrations.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing with this is though is going to be what's going to happen to all the Koreans playing in foreign teams at the moment. What's going to happen with them? I'm guessing if Casper and OGN really pick up Starcraft 2 and push it in Korea, they're not going to want to play for EG or, I don't know, foreign teams.
Well, because the salaries that Flash was meant to be earning were $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
Just in salary alone.
That much?
Yeah.
No, it was
I thought $280,000 or something.
280,000.
Yeah,
I thought 500.
I mean,
but anyway,
it's a lot of money.
that's quite a lot of money. So and the thing is like OGN, Casper are going to have. They've got all the business contacts. They've got the track record to say, when we bring it to the mainstream, when we bring it to TV, the players are going to be like, well, I could be in Fnatic and could earn this much, or I could just go play for one of the teams involved with OGN and Casper and earn crazy amount. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out as well. Although it does somewhat contradict what I said earlier with global teams having...
Pro license will also be interesting to see how they're going to handle that, because that was a big thing. It was almost like, honorable thing to have the pro license. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to manage that. And also for me, it's now they're going to do one season of Pro League with Brood War and Starcraft II, which will be really interesting. And then from October, I think the Pro League would be only Starcraft II. Yeah. The only thing that I would like to see is the last tournament of Brood War, something like that. To honor it, I think that Korea should do it. I mean, the people in Korea should honor what Brood War has been about, and maybe the OSL would continue with Brood War, but I doubt it, as Pro League has been the big part.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens.
Yep, of course, and just to give you an update, you can, of course, find all the translations or transcript from the press conference where they did the announcement. I've got it up on esfiworld.com, and you can go through. They've even got a timestamp with the questions and answers. So it's a really good read if you're into it, if you haven't read it already. I know it's 6 days old for when it was announced. But head over to esfiworld.com and you can check that out and see what it's all about. There's even, I think there's some quotes there from some of the players, like I think J-Dong got invited and Flash, and I think Boxer might have been there as well.
I was see Lion 3 also from last Wednesday, but they had Team Liquid's editor-in-chief Wax Angel, and they had Torch, who is actually helping out with the OGN global apartment.
Oh, really?
So and that was a good one. So watch that if you haven't seen it and you want to know more about this merge and things going on in Korea, because it for sure is big.
Yeah, those two are great. I've met Wax Angel at an event.
It's great.
I think he told me to be more serious or better at my job. And I told him I'm not really trying to get into Starcraft II, but thanks for the honest opinion. So moving on, it's not only Korea where esports is getting a little bit bigger in terms of perks and what's going to happen. Also in Poland, there is the Ministry of Win Starcraft II gaming house. I'll see if I can find the clip for it. I think I've lost it. I've got so many tabs up. There's so many, but it doesn't matter. But basically, yeah, you guys seen the video? It was up on rakeka.se. There was a YouTube video of someone showing you around a house where basically you could go to this house if you were in Masters or above. It's in Poland, and pay €600 a month. And you'd be living with other players that were Masters and above and basically training. I do believe that Razer, correct me if I'm wrong, are the sponsor.
Yes.
I guess they're one of the sponsors.
One of the
Oh,
One of
they
the
are?
sponsors,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, Ministry of Win. Did you get to check it out?
Yeah, I saw the video. It looks really good. I mean, it looks like a really good house to live in, with a like big garden and stuff.
But of course you're in Poland.
I don't know. Poland's quite nice.
Yeah, it is actually.
And the name is horrible. Minister of Win. I don't know. It sounds really bad.
But I liked it, they're naming it at least.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, then I heard Snoot, the Norwegian player, is actually going to live there.
He's going to be there.
He's
That's
one of the
really
first
big.
players announced.
I also heard that Dice Tower go there.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's going to be at least 5 or 6 different Polish players.
Not sure if they've got a website for it. Yeah.
I think they have, and they have a. I think it's
weird.
like cheeky, but I did like it that as if they get more hits on the site, they will unlock more content and
Let me find the
info
site.
about it.
Yeah.
Let me find the site.
I think you can go through Team Liquid on it.
They don't have that many hits yet, so people should probably visit so we can see more info.
Yeah.
Right, I've typed in Ministry of Win, and I've got Women's International Network.
Oh yeah. But I think that
Let's have a look
the
at this.
video wasn't that good. It didn't really give the feeling of how it is, but probably gonna turn out great. Hopefully it will last for a long time at least.
Yeah, hopefully they have funding to keep it running for at least a year.
Yeah, it's really cheap. No offense, Poland. I went over and I stayed with Carmack, and it was crazy. But yeah, I've actually found the official website now, Trans. So this is the Ministry of Win website that I found on Google. Encouraging, educating, and equipping women in Christian ministry. So $600, €600 a month, you'll be able to play.
And you get
Sorry, I
access
got
to
the
that.
wrong website, but that's what I found anyway. But yeah, so wherever the website is, you guys can maybe link it to each other in chat and check it out.
But what they do need is quite a lot of people, maybe 3-4 people that's just managing the house and the training and everything. I think that's the big problem with all of the Western team houses.
Yeah,
I think
like
they are lacking what the Korean houses are doing, because I mean in Korea it's more like, okay, I can get a shelter, I can get food, and if I'm really good I can get a big salary and be on TV. So everybody is putting their heart into it to achieve something. But these houses are more like, okay, you have been a good player, you are having a big fan base, so now you're granted to enter this house.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're going to have a couple of managers or casters, whatever, living there from that video.
Oh, yeah.
At least.
Yeah, they had a manager room.
Yeah,
A room especially
Right, it
for
was
the
the meet and
manager.
greet room,
The meet
something
and
like
greet manager.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. Should be good. If they can get it running and you keep it running for a year, it should be good.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll see how they do. Obviously, you can check out their website that's linked in chat, and there's content that comes with more.
Can I add one thing?
No. No, go on, please.
Okay.
It looks so sad.
I read Mr. Bida's Team Liquid post about the Racer Academy house they're doing in
a while ago. He's
Okay,
doing it in
so-
America.
It's, yeah, LA, right? So close to LA. But I really didn't get this news post. It was like, I'm not gonna help you getting here, and I don't care about that, and I'm not gonna pay your lunch. I didn't really like. I love Ben. He's an awesome guy. Like maybe one of the nicest guys to work with. But I didn't really get his kind of humor in that post. I think what he wanted to have it is like, this is so cool. Everybody wants to be here, but I have some rules, and I want to bitch about it.
I think the Racer House in the Racer House in California is just odd, to be honest. I mean,
I don't
it's
get
just-
it.
Wait.
It's weird.
Has the Razor House in California started?
I'm not sure.
They have moved in there. I mean,
They-
they are living there.
The information.
And
horrible.
Rotterdam is obviously living there as well.
Yeah.
Because so Rotterdam, Mr. Bitter is doing a house under the Razer brand where he's going to be training people to get better and enter those tournaments.
Yeah,
There's
but they
like no-
open application now, I think.
They've
And they
opened
give
applications.
him more information that it's like they're going to swap players 3 to 5
And
months.
Ben won't cook your meals.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not
something-
going to move in.
No, but I just felt...
Is
I
his
haven't
girlfriend
understood-
going to be there, Cammy?
Is this
Well, she-
connected to the academy
she
as
cooked
well?
me meals.
Is the Racer House connected to the academy?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
it
think
is.
it's
It is,
called
yeah.
the Racer Academy House or something
Yeah,
like that.
it is.
That's I don't know. It's just weird. They don't communicate it properly at all. It's just a random thread on Team Liquid, and there's like no information at all. You can't find more information easily, and it's just most of the information is like we have a lot of good players basically, and this is the academy, and then there's nothing more. It's
But what I do think, though, is
not
that...
properly organized at all.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's messy. You don't get it. But what I do like with it is that it's a nice house. I think that Mr. Bitter in Rotterdam would do an awesome job. I think it would turn out really great. I also think that actually
Well,
Racer...
you know they're very busy with NESL.
Yeah, of
So
course. But,
you're not worried about them spreading themselves too thin?
but NSAL seems to run really good now. I haven't seen much from it myself, but it seems everybody's talking so much about it. They're doing these show matches that I don't really get, but it seems to be great and hyped about it.
But they're actually bringing people in live, aren't
Yeah,
they?
exactly,
Show matches
but-
to shoot, yeah.
Yeah.
Using diggers and stuff is crazy.
Yeah. But I think that and I think also that Racer put on in enough money to do it a success. So I think eventually it would turn out great, but it just have been strange up to now.
At the moment, it feels like an extension to Rotterdam and Mr. Beer living in LA, doing an ESL almost. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, all
Really
right. Well, of course, you guys can follow both the ideas of the pro gaming houses, one in Poland, one in LA with Mr. Bitter under the Razer Academy, and see how they go.
Persona.
If you know anybody that's going to get in there, tell us, and maybe we'll talk to them and give you some updates.
I hope Cypher goes there to play Quake, but in this new post, Ben just wrote his own StarCraft, so it would have been cool to have Cypher there, living in LA.
He really wants to live in America, Cypher, the Quake Pro. That's
Yeah,
what he said to me.
I
It's
would
like
assume
one of
so.
his dreams. He wants to get out of Belarus.
Well,
Ben, get him there. because
Yeah,
his
go on,
my
reference-
friend
Ben.
wants to get out of there, I guess.
Cypher can probably teach him the winning mentality. You know, he can be like a professional coach from what he knows from winning and playing in tournaments. Yeah. He just gave me a symbol of what keeps Cypher calm when he's in tournaments, but we won't.
and sharp.
But we won't show that. All right, then. So next in the news, Destiny parts ways with Quantic Gaming. Destiny is, you guys all know, a very famous streamer and personality. Has played in some tournaments, taken games off Grubby, beating Control, and just done some generally nice things, but not great things.
I mean, he's known for streaming.
But yeah, and basically he's been booted off or parted ways. I don't know how you want to talk about it, but I'm not sure exactly about the details. Semmler, do you want to fill us in?
Apparently they had a discussion and agreed that it was best that they parted ways, so it was amicable.
Oh,
But,
sorry.
Wasn't it, didn't he write something bad on Team
It was
Liquid and
like-
got banned?
It was
and
like Orb V2.
Huh?
Like, it was like Orb, you know? What happened
Yeah.
with Orb version 2. You know, 2.0, whatever. It was the same
Basically,
sort of
he
uproar,
said
it was the
something
same-
in-game probably that was either racist or whatever,
It
and
was
then
racist and homophobic, basically.
Yeah.
And then he started fighting on Team Liquid, I guess.
And,
Uh-huh,
you
so
don't fight
first
Team
it
Liquid
happened
mods.
in StarCraft,
But
and then it went on to Team Liquid,
No,
and then it got kicked, and now he's on his
basically-
own and probably will earn more money because he can be more crazy.
Basically,
Yeah.
he called
Yeah.
someone something on ladder. The guy he called it basically went on Team Liquid, made a big post.
Ah, and then he
that's
responded,
why-
and then
now he's featured on Team Liquid as well. So he's I mean, his viewership dropped a lot.
Oh, you got a 30-day ban. That's right.
Pretty
That's
bad.
happened. Like,
Yeah, it's basically, to sum up my thoughts on this, that's Destiny. When you play against him, that's his personality. It's like going to see a comedian that you know is going to make, really rude, racist jokes and then being, oh, God, I'm offended. You know what I mean? Or it's Destiny. It's not, and that's what he does. And the thing is, it doesn't really matter to Destiny because not being on Quantic, he makes most of his money from ad revenue.
yeah.
Like, the team sponsorship wouldn't have really mattered at all. Prize money doesn't matter to him, and he still plays in tournaments because he's not winning much prize money. It's kind of like people getting rid of me in esports for just talking shit or making stupid jokes and stuff because they're offended. But the fact is, if you're offended, that's kind of your problem at the end of the day.
Have you met him in real?
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
He's very quick-witted and funny, actually. He's quite sharp. He's really into politics for some reason. You should talk to him because I know you're into politics.
Probably a Ron Paul supporter.
But I think that there are some like Starcraft II online ragers. We have like Lalash, we have Idra, we have Destiny. And what amazed me with all three of those guys is that they are one of the guys that I enjoyed the most to meet at tournaments or in
it's
real.
weird, isn't it?
Because
Idra
they are
is so nice.
I mean, Lalash is awesome. Idra is like the best. Idra is actually one of the best pro gamers to have in a tournament. Because he's really professional, he's doing, he's so nice, to be honest.
And he's always on time.
It's no problem, but he's been unlucky in Sweden, he got the cold twice, I think, or something like that. So I haven't met him so much in Sweden, but, going to all other events that I've met him, he's always been super cool.
Yeah.
And I assume Destiny is kind of the same, but when they lose and something flips in their head, they just go bananas. Yeah. Of course, that's not okay, but I think that some people just have a problem to control themselves in some certain situations. I think
it's good.
It's not okay. That's not what I'm saying, but
they should get punished, to be honest, because I think it's good for esports to be inclusive. I mean, it's good that they got punished.
Yeah, but there's different types.
Big picture as well. I mean,
there's different types of players in esports, right?
Yeah.
There's esports competitors, and there's also esports entertainment. Okay, what we do on the Good Studio, we're esports entertainment, right? So we do esports, but we also try and keep things light-hearted, and we do some shows that go crazy sometimes, and but we when we talk to our sponsors beforehand, they know that what could happen happens. It's and the thing is, I feel like Destiny is more so over on the entertainment side of things than he is on the competitor side of things. And of course, he is an entertainer. Like when you watch a stream, and when he competes as well and can compete. I'm not saying it's like two hugely different things. There's a lot of overlapping. But the thing is, when Quantic picked him up and have seen what he's been doing on stream, it's like they should have been somewhat aware and been like, well, that's Destiny.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like,
But maybe this was just an excuse, maybe to move on.
So
maybe
I just don't think as well that like the community need to look at esports and say it has to be professional, competitive, otherwise no one's going to take note. In actual fact, esports needs to be so much more entertaining for the mainstream to actually care.
Yeah, but look at traditional sports. You have a lot of big celebrities who are fucktards, to be honest, and they are getting a lot of attention to the sport. Just because of the way of acting.
Yeah. I mean, you look at footballers in the paper.
That's working. It's not like, and the sponsor, okay, we're not going to sponsor Manchester United because you have Eric Cantona or whoever it was who was playing that was...
Kicked someone in the face.
Yeah, but every time they say something, though, it's like a major scandal. So it's in football as well.
Yeah, of course, but it doesn't have to hurt esports. That's what I'm saying.
Esports is not football, though.
But it's
internet. It's even. I mean,
it's more
being a jackass in real life is not okay, but being a jackass online, it's more okay than being a jackass in real life. So I mean, you have a broader.
We're probably treading lines of conversation that are just going to be very opinionated and people having their own personal opinions on it. But basically, he's left. Doesn't matter for Destiny. Really
doesn't join
matter.
Dignitas at least.
Why not?
That's a shame.
Pick up Destiny.
Pick up Destiny.
Come on.
I mean, he's horrible at the game, first of all.
He's better than you.
But I play the computer, so.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, yeah, it's not joining Ding. There's a problem not joining anyone else.
But what would your sponsors think of, or your
It's
community?
horrible. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, you know what he said to that guy? It wasn't nice things he said to the guy, and then he went on Reddit and Team Liquid and defended it. So it's like a no-brainer for Quantic to remove him.
Well, whatever. It happened.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Have your own opinions. Bored of opinions now. Okay, so also in the news, of course, I didn't actually bring this. Did I bring this one up? Well, let's check. Oh, yeah, I did. TSL 4 that we talked about last time in Starcraft II, Team Liquid's Star League 4 has announced some of their casters and also prize money. And I wanted to bring this up on CADRED just to show people there's other websites that report on some Team Liquid. CADRED's a very old school site. Got some really great guys overworking there. And huh?
I heard Hellspawn's got some good
and Hellspawn fights with one of their chief editors. What's Richard Lewis? Richard Lewis. Who's actually doing some really great coverage, actually. He went to some tournaments and did some video coverage. But whatever. The commentators have been announced. Day 9, Husky, DJ Wheat, Chill is returning. People are very happy. Apollo and Artosis. So it's going to be Apollo's first time in TSL. Obviously, he's the best commentator out of all of these guys. And that's why they announced him last on Team Liquid. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. The prize money is also announced. Pretty good. Pretty amazing, actually, for an online tournament. And we're all looking forward to it. So more details to follow. But, it's nice to know that what we're already getting is already looking really good.
Short note on that. It's great to see that they're actually paying out to place 32. Unlike other tournaments like DreamHack that pay to top 4 only.
Oh, DreamHack Invitationals paid top 1.
Yeah, I mean it's so shitty. It's crazy almost. No comment, I guess.
Nah, it's like.
I mean, it's great to see that they pay to everyone that enters. Basically, that qualifies. It's good.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's good for esports.
I'm going to be so fucking happy when I enter TSL4 and win $150.
Yeah, but I mean, it's better than spending a lot of time qualifying and then getting nothing.
But the thing is, the people
the players will like it most likely.
The people who make the $150, right, that enter that tournament, if they were streaming rather than playing in the tournament, would make more money off ad revenue streaming.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's
but
better.
But the principle is good.
It's better than going to like Valencia, coming second and winning nothing.
Yeah, for sure. But
like Thor saying last year.
Yeah.
Maybe it's good for him anyway, I think. But what's surprising to me is still I think that $34,500 is awesome, but it was maybe 10 or 100 times more awesome 1 year ago. I was expecting a little bit more. I think it's interesting that they brought on the already sponsors of the team, Razer and Twitch, and they didn't go with any new sponsor or Pocket Strategy that they had last time. I'm surprised by that. That's my take. I still look forward to it. I'm though disappointed that they are not doing a live tournament like for the finals, because that was my biggest disappointment last year of the tournament for sure. That I don't really. Why do they do that? I mean, maybe do something with but do it with MG. Maybe it's the same in New York. They could merge together with something, or
they could do the TSL4 finals live here at the Good Studio.
Yeah, even that.
I mean, it is a bit disappointing, like you said.
Day 9 sleeps
because
outside.
they haven't really improved the event from last year.
We haven't seen it, so you can't say that. But I agree with you that I think if Team Liquid would have had a big tournament in New York, like say 2,000 in the audience, I think it would have been full. I think it would be hyped. I think it would have been awesome for Team Liquid brand. So
probably charge $50.
But I understand that they cannot run it. But I mean, shit, it's Team Liquid. They have like 1 million community members, which probably can do something good.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be a massive tournament.
Yep. Well,
I'm going to follow it anyway. But sorry that it was. I would like finals.
Okay. So as we get back to the show, apparently Semmler's now in chat, and he's doing the audience versus Semmler. Nice one. You just told someone to shut the fuck up, sheep fucker. And of course,
that's love sheep. It's Little Red Lions love sheep. DLC.
How are you winning or?
It's bad.
Okay.
I don't think that Semmler is so good with communicating with our audience.
No, he's in charge of our
That's
PR.
an inside joke. If you watched the roundtable last night, I called him sheep fucker. So it comes back from that.
If there's any Welsh people in the chat, you can email ASUS directly to complain about Semmler and we're getting booted off the show. Don't do. Okay, next in the news for StarCraft II, and the last thing in the news for StarCraft II, Quantic Gaming acquire. Oh God, I need the team name up now.
Team Wild.
Yeah, Team Val, and that happened. Whoopie-doo, and therefore it happened. Well done. There's an image on my screen. Let's just bring up the image. Boom. Brilliant. There it is. Absorb that information. Take it in. It's important. You'll be asked questions at the end of the show.
Dating ad to the right as well on Google as well. Everyone can see what you're browsing.
What can they see what I'm browsing?
The dating ad.
The dating ads. Is this it?
That's how it's working.
Firstdate.com.
This is the studio
right.
PC. Let me remind you, this is the studio PC you're using right now.
Oh,
Well, I don't,
crown sincerity.
it's alright, I don't need to
Good job,
sign up. I've got an account. Let me just...
But the big thing with this is actually was two Google employees, right?
Yeah, 2 Google employees are funding the Wild players in Quantic now.
Yeah, I think so too. So, all good.
Yeah.
But
So
Quantic-
2 Google employees were funding the VAR players, and now they've moved over
Yeah, that's what I'm calling Arbaleth money.
Arbaleth money.
Yeah.
Okay.
For Quantic, it's a really good move.
So,
Yeah.
with that being said, we close down the StarCraft 2 segment. It's been long and beautiful. And when we come back, we'll be talking, of course, about World of Planes. No, we won't. But, of course, that's before we go over to an advertisement break, just to remind you guys, if you can head over to facebook.com/ROG Nordic. This is powered by Asus, this show. So, our time and getting the guests in here to talk a lot, if you're Hellspawn, or not much if you're Newman, are on Asus money right now. But so make sure you go over to the facebook.com ROG Nordic, click the G55VW contest, and you can enter the contest here to win the laptop, and the details are, of course, below. So a big thanks to them, and if you can support us, if you find time in the advertisement break, that would be great. So when we come back then, more news, and of course our final segment, which will be in terms of what to watch next week, in terms of just what tournaments there are. I'm talking a lot. I'm just going to rearrange this document.
What are you doing?
I'm just rearranging the document. I'm just
I have
doing...
that shit organized.
I'm just...
Why are you waving your hands around like a Nancy boy?
Because I'm a Nancy boy.
Let's go to
have
commercial break.
Nancy
We'll be
boy
right back in
hands.
5 minutes. Please enjoy these commercials.